Hello, everyone. Andrew here, and I want to talk to you today about the impending railroad strike that could happen on December 8th. First of all, if you're new here to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, give me a like, give me some comments down below. If you want to look at some of our other videos, we've talked a lot about real estate topics, the housing market, what's happening, and a lot about inflation and the Federal Reserve raising the rates. So, a lot of really good financial information for you on the channel. Now, I am a real estate agent by trade, so I'm not offering financial advice here, but it's just topics that I think are important to every one of us. So I try to talk about topics that are newsworthy topics that affect everyone. And this railroad strike that could happen is really something that does affect all of us. So what's going to happen is on December 8th, that's the deadline for the railroads to either have a new contract or to strike. And if they strike, we are all going to die. Okay, we're not going to die, but it is going to affect us because roughly 30% of all freight in the United States is actually handled by rail. And that's a large amount of goods that would be off the market because of a rail strike. So it's very important to realize what's happening here because this will not only cause huge shortages right at the holiday season, but it will also cause shortages for people just like coal is predominantly carried by rail, and a lot of places still heat with coal, and our energy is produced with coal. So it's going to cause a drain on our energy system as well. So it's really important. It's really important also to know how we got here. So in September, if everyone remembers right, our president came out and declared that he had brokered a deal between the unions and the railroads, and everything was going to be fine. They were going to avert a strike. Well, if you look at what the terms of that agreement really were, all they really did was throw some money at it. They offered a 24% raise over the next 5 years, which really is barely above the rate of inflation. And if you look at, like I did another video on what actual inflation is, we're being told inflation is 7 to 8%, but in reality, it is a lot more than that. So when you look at a 24% raise over the next 5 years, that's probably not even keeping up with inflation. So while it sounded good on paper, it didn't really keep up with inflation. And that's not even what the issue was. The money wasn't so much the issue. What the railroad workers are threatening to strike over is basically over working conditions. Right now, rail conductors and rail workers pretty much are on call 24/7. They can get called in at any time. So they want their working conditions to change. And one of the big things that they want is um, paid sick leave. Now, if any contractor does work with the federal government, it's written into the contracts that their workers automatically get 56 hours per year of paid sick leave. And that's really what the railroad workers are asking for is just 56 hours of paid sick leave per year. Right now, they're not getting even what the anyone that does a federal contract with the federal government is automatically getting for their paid sick leave. So it's a lot more than just money. Unfortunately, we're seeing this everywhere. And this is what, I've talked about causing inflation is our federal government just throwing money at things. And they think the answer to everything is just throw money at things. Instead of looking at really what is at the heart of the problem, they just think throw some money at it and everything will be fine. So their solution was for the railroad industry to give a 24% raise, and they thought that the union workers would be perfectly happy with that. And now that it's come time to actually vote on that contract, they're finding out that that's not even what the heart of the issue is. The heart of the issue is, among some other things, with some working conditions. Pay is obviously part of it, but the biggest sticking point they have right now is just getting the same sick leave that all federal contract employees automatically get with federal contracts. So it's one of those situations where if this happens, it could really affect everything. Excuse me. It's going to affect supply and demand, which we already have such a supply and demand problem that inflation has gone up just crazy amounts. But if you take 30% of the way of getting things to market off in the form of a strike, prices are going to go up even higher, and there's going to be even more shortages. So I hope that this can be averted. I hope this helps you out. Again, if you like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you want to hear about, because I do research on so many different topics and love to talk about any of the topics. Comment down below, because I love to have a healthy discussion about things. I think one of the situations that we have is nobody discusses anything anymore. Everyone just has their own opinions on things and they don't discuss things. So let's have a healthy discussion on a range of different topics. Be glad to do that with anybody. And again, this is Andrew signing out. Thank you. Bye now.